Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. It's Taj and I'm back today with some more free tea. So as you guys requested, I am back with a part 2 of some of the things that I've manifested since learning about the law of assumption in 2021. So let's begin. So I'll start with the fact that I manifest for my clients all the time. The 3 most recent ones that I would like to share all happen in the months of April, May, and this month of June, right? So one of the first ones that I've manifested for recently, a client came to me. She was wanting to move into a luxury apartment, but she had doubts and she was in a state of like, this is not going to happen for me because in the past she had experienced an eviction. And so she had been applying to apartments, like filling out the applications and all that stuff like that. And she kept getting denied because of the prior eviction on her record. So she came to me to manifest this luxury apartment. So what I gave her, obviously, tips and coaching on what she can do for herself. But for me, I always, on the back end, always do the eavesdropping technique that Neville talks about. And I overhear my clients saying like, oh my gosh, I got my apartment. Oh my gosh, I got approved. And I kept overhearing her say this. And I also had an inner conversation with her where she's like, texted me like, Taj, oh my gosh, I got approved. So every time I would think of this client or her situation, just anything about her in general, I would hear or I would have an inner conversation that implied like, oh my gosh, I got approved for my apartment. Oh my gosh, I got approved for my apartment. And literally that's what happened. And we were able to manifest this within like a week and a half, 2 weeks at most. And this is literally as she was still getting in disapprovals or rejections from other luxury apartment complexes. So this was really exciting for us. She was like, I don't even know how we did this. I had so much doubt. She felt like she had so much doubt because the 3D was like not approving her for other apartments. But yeah, that's basically what I did. I just used the eavesdropping technique. I would overhear her telling someone or telling me like, you guys, like I got approved for my apartment. I'm in my apartment. So yeah, I helped her manifest this luxury apartment. The other one, I had a client who had been in no contact for about 8 months, I think. She said she's in no contact for 8 months, like literally dry as a bone. She had been stalking her SP's Instagram and she saw that there was a third party, this, that, and the other. Long story short, she started working with me, I think in April. By mid-May, she had contact, and currently right now in June, we're still coaching and she's still getting more contact, and her SP is coming in and being the person that we created him to be in our script. So yeah, I helped manifest movement for that, and I did it the same way that I did the last client, which is hearing her tell me or visualizing myself reading an email from her saying, oh my gosh, Taj, you would not believe who reached out to me. And again, that's pretty much how it went. She emailed me like, oh my gosh, we got to schedule another session because he reached out to me. Like, what the heck? Her mind was so blown. And so, yeah. So with these, obviously it's a combination of it's these people because it's their reality, right? But also they're in my reality, so I can help. And a lot of times, you guys, it is easier for some people to manifest for other people. And as you guys heard in the last one, I manifested for other people, family members. So, and I do the same thing with my clients too. So that's why I can also count this as one of my manifestations of being able to help someone go from no contact from 8 months to having contact. And the very last one is so exciting, and I will add it in here because she literally just sent it to me the other day, just confirmation of the email. But she wanted to win the lottery, and she won the lottery. Like, after working with me, I think she signed up to work with me for 5 weeks. I think at the 3-week mark, she manifested winning the lottery and other things also that she was working on. And the lottery was so important for me, for her, because it was important for her, so it was important for me. So again, I just used the same method of just overhearing her say or visualizing that I read an email that she won the lottery, right? So it was so effortless for me. I have no connections or resistance towards other people, which is why it's so easy for me to help other people manifest when they work with me. So yeah, that's that. So let's go to the next one. I have a video on this next one, but it's me manifesting a valid teaching certificate. And actually, I'll talk about 2 manifestations in this one. So last year, as you guys know, because I said in the last one that I basically took a leap of faith and manifested this new lifestyle for myself. I went from being an elementary school teacher to basically living and making a living off of just being myself. So I manifested that for myself. But last year, my principal, who is also a good friend of mine, she became a principal at the school I used to work at. She needed long story short, she needed a favor. One of the teachers left and she needed me to come and fill in from January to May. So I had to do half of the school year. But with that, I agreed to that. But with that, I had a grade to where they took the standardized testing, right? And these students were, their test scores were extremely low. And I felt like, I didn't feel like I had pressure on me because I wasn't their teacher from the beginning of the year. But if you know anything about education and standardized testing, like you already know, it can be very stressful for teachers as well as students. But so when I walked in, I saw their scores and I was like, oh my gosh, my work is cut out for me. I have so much work to do. So I got in teacher mode, started grinding, doing what I had to do to prepare the students for this test because obviously I wanted them to do well. And then it clicked like, wait a minute, girl, you working too hard and you're not working smart enough. You got to think. You're a manifestation coach. What is the most effortless way to get these students to perform well on this test? It is basically to literally live in the end. Act as if you already got the scores and they did wonderful. So literally, I just changed my mindset. I already had the assumption that these kids are extremely smart and they soak up everything like a sponge and they're just brilliant and this, that, and the other. So long story short, I manifested great test scores for these students who literally went from being in the red to majority of my class being in the green. So that was a huge manifestation for me in that moment. So with that, also June of last year, I had to get my teaching certificate reinstated. Well, I didn't have to, obviously, because I'm not in that career anymore, but I'm just a person that likes to keep things updated. So I wanted to do it anyway. But here's the thing. I was already past the deadline, was like in May or June or something like this. I didn't actually send in my paperwork until July. I knew that I was past the deadline, but I wanted to use that situation to prove to myself that I am in fact the operant power. And if I say that my teaching certificate is valid, it's valid. I didn't care that I was past the deadline. I didn't care. I still filled out the paperwork, sent it in way past the deadline. And weeks later, I received a notification, an email that my teaching certificate is reinstated. I have a video on this on my channel somewhere. So if you want to see that with all the proof in it, then I'll link the video in the description. So yeah, that was huge for me too. And during that time, I actually quantum jumped, and I've done this so many other times too. I'm going to do another video on that, so you guys stay tuned. But yeah, during that time, I just quantum jumped to a reality of where my teaching certificate and other things were valid. And so it was. So yeah, that's that. Another thing that I manifested, I also have a video on my channel. It's how I manifested an injury through revision. So basically, long story short, I went to a gathering. The gathering did not end well, and I ended up injuring my right leg. It was like bruised, swollen. Like I wish I still had the pictures of like what my leg looked like, you guys. And at the time, I was just like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? I'm never one to really go to a doctor. I feel like I can, for the most part, like do what I need to do. I mean, obviously, like, you know what I mean? But like, I'm not one, like I have friends that like any little thing, they're like, I gotta go to the ER, like, and I'm just not that person. I literally, it has to be like something dire for me to go to the ER. So anyway, long story short, one day I was in the shower and my leg was bothering me. And I was like, you know what? I can literally revise this. If I tell myself that I never even actually went to this event, then the injury didn't happen. If I didn't go, the injury didn't happen. So basically through revision, and again, I'm making this story very, very short because I do have a video on it. Link will be in the description. But through revision, I was able to heal my injury. All through the mind. And the last thing we'll talk about, well, actually, you guys, this video is already past 10 minutes. And the way my storage is set up, when my videos go over 10 minutes, like, I just don't have time. So maybe I'll do a part 3, maybe, I don't know. I'm sure I will at some point anyway. And then obviously, you know, I'm gonna be, you know, continue to manifest things. So I'll have these, you know, what I manifested videos. They'll keep coming. Okay, they'll keep coming. So let me know if you guys enjoyed this video as well. Let me know down in the comments what you guys have manifested so far and what you guys want to see from me next. So until next time, I'm sending you guys nothing but peace, love, and blessings. Happy manifesting.